Hi, welcome to the Silver Spleen. My name is Turner Overman, and this is my review of Flashpoint. 2007's Flashpoint is directed by Wilson Yip and stars Donnie Yen and Louis Koo. It's supposedly a prequel to 2005's SPL, with Donnie reprising his role as Inspector Ma. Flashpoint tells the story of a ruthless cop trying to bring down a drug ring and save the life of his partner, an undercover in the ring. The bad guys are played by Colin Chow, Ray Loy, and Jing Yu, and they're really bad. They might be as bad as they are because they're Vietnamese. You know how those people are. But don't worry, as bad as the bad guys are, the good guys are just as good, maybe even gooder, because they're the good guys. I realize that sounds overly simplified and clumsy and even a little silly, but that's just the way it is in Flashpoint. Everything in this movie is presented in a style so overblown it's nearly comic. And I don't mean funny, I mean comic book. In the opening credits, we see Donnie Yen driving a 2007 BMW. Then we see a title card telling us that it's 1997. Because after 1997, the police in Hong Kong have all been perfect. In the first 5 minutes of the movie, a man has a fight with a toilet, and the toilet loses. But hey, at least his expressions are subtle, huh? They're as subtle as Donnie Yen's. Fan Bingbing does an okay job with her role as Louis Koo's girlfriend, but I don't know too many women that would struggle with that role. She's not given much to work with, and the script doesn't make her much more than window dressing and a cliched plot point. And she's dubbed, but she makes the best of it. Louis Koo also does okay with his role. He sweats at least as much as he did in Protégé, but he also does some of his own stunts in Flashpoint, and it's noticeable, and I was impressed with them, and with him. Kent Cheng plays Donnie and Louis's boss, but let's face it, no one bosses Donnie Yen around. He's a walking police archetype, but hey, he's Kent Cheng. This movie is totally lacking in subtlety. A weird prologue that makes a mockery of the fourth wall? Check. A vomiting grandmother? Check. Donnie's contractually stipulated face of rage? Check. But let's face it, no one watches a movie like this for the plot. Unless you're a friggin' idiot. We watch Donnie Yen movies for the fights. We sure don't watch them for the acting. The fights in Flashpoint are good, but they're not as good as Donnie Yen probably wants us to think they are. He did the action for the film, and he produced the film, and as a result, he really makes himself look good in the movie. But even so, the film is entertaining, because Donnie's excessive visual onanism is pretty amusing. I felt bad for Colin Chow in the big fight scene at the end of the movie, because nobody with two brain cells to rub together is ever going to doubt who's winning in a fight between Donnie Yen and anybody. Somebody's got to be Donnie Yen's punching bag, and so for Flashpoint, it's Colin Chow. The nice part is, Colin Chow is more than good enough to keep up with him, so it makes the fight that much more interesting and entertaining. It is a good fight, but that begs the question, how long would you wait for a really good fight? 20 minutes? Half an hour? 45? How about an hour and 15 minutes? That's how far into the movie the final fight starts. But it really feels like the beginning of the movie, because everything leading up to it was really just kind of tossed in there to set us up for the big fight. And we already know how it was going to end. Yeah, I didn't really care for this movie, but I'm not that much of a Donnie Yen fan. If you are, you'll probably enjoy it, and you should. However, if you do want to watch it, you should pay some money for it. Don't steal it. In the description, there's a link where you can buy this movie. If you enjoyed this review, please leave me a comment. If you didn't enjoy the review, please leave me a comment. If you really enjoy these reviews, please subscribe to the channel, because that way you'll get to see the new ones as soon as they're released. Thank you for watching.